We're not discrediting Sandor. We just didn't expect him to be that competitive with you. And then even
Bro,
Steve.
they didn't even Vada. I'm gonna tell y'all straight the fuck up. All right, these motherfuckers, and I'm actually going past my time right now. Well, you know what? Fuck it, man. Kill or be killed, right? So look, Vada, and I'm sorry to dispute this, but I don't have no track record of them. When I went to the hospital against Cambosis, all right? When I went to the hospital, guess who was in the other fucking side of the hospital of the ER? Guess who was? George Cambosis. And you know why? To avoid the drug testing of Vada. To avoid drug testing of Vada. Sandor Martin, when I fought him and faced him, all right, they avoided the drug testing of Vada. A championship, a title eliminator, whatever you want to call it, yo. These motherfuckers are crooks. Crooks. And the next time I fight on contract is going to be with WADA or USADA. You heard? Crooks.
Nasty.
And I'm the one that got to take that shit. I got to be the one to take that shit because I was destined for greatness and I am great. All y'all got to understand one thing. These motherfuckers, all right? All these motherfuckers, they're going to get what they get. You know why? Because I always kept it true. True to the sport. True to the sport. I'm a champion's heart, man. Y'all don't understand this shit as deep as it gets, but they use me as a commandant to...
James Hunt for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah.
The untouchable true school sports empire. And I know the rest. Listen, man, I'm in the middle of my run, but I wanted to come knock out at least one video where I had this scenic view behind me, so enjoy the aesthetics of, I forgot what this park is called, but just a nice park in Japan. So let's talk about Teofimo Lopez because he's been a popular topic of conversation in boxing. He's been shooting off the mouth a lot recently about like what he will do, what he won't do with Top Rank and things like that. And it was reported not too long ago from Michael Coppinger that Teofimo Lopez and Subriel Matias were supposed to fight at Madison Square Garden March 15th, ESPN pay-per-view. Not too long after that announcement, Bob Arum pretty much came out and said that, like, look, it's a good fight, but I don't know if I want it on pay-per-view. So, you know, now it's coming out that Teofimo Lopez at the last minute has backed out the fight, a fight in which he was going to get paid above his contract minimum. So Teofimo Lopez will not be fighting Subriel Matias. I think it's well within people's rights to classify that as a duck. You know, when you factor in that earlier in 2024, Teofimo Lopez was offered a chance to fight Brian Norman Jr. to become a 3-division champion at welterweight. He turned that down too. So I like Teo. I give him his respect. He's got a good track record of fighting the best fighters around his weights, but he's been ducking some smoke recently, and that's just the truth. Now, to be honest with you guys, I think the greater issue within all this, it's not even that he's not fighting these guys. I think he's just trying to get out of his Top Rank contract. I think he feels that, like I stated in my last video, he feels like he brings a lot of value to the table, and he feels like he's not getting that value in return from Top Rank. And a lot of people would probably say that he's overvaluing himself and pricing himself out of having a consistent career at this point. But if he feels so strongly about his value, so much so to the point that he's willing to buy himself out of the contract, if he's willing to put up his own money to buy himself out of the contract, then I think Top Rank and him should explore a buyout. That's what I think. You know, that's what I think, right? Because let's be real too. Like, I like Teo, but Teo hasn't really proven to, as accomplished of a fighter as he is, he hasn't proven to really be a ticket attraction like that. Like, he's not pulling in Canelo numbers. He's not pulling in like numbers like other fighters. So I'm not, to be honest with you, I don't even think Teofimo Lopez can pull in the kind of numbers Keyshawn Davis just did in Virginia. You know, Teofimo Lopez can't sell out anywhere like Keyshawn Davis did in Virginia. So I think that it might be in Top Rank's best interest to cut the loss with Teo. It'd be in the best interest of Teo to cut his loss with Top Rank, because if they're not on one accord, it's never going to work. You see what I'm saying? So I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed that the fight's not happening with him, Matias, because this is a fight that we've been talking about here on True School Sports for at least a year, or close to a year. I interviewed his dad about it last year, and they said they wanted to fight Matias. In their defense, Matias did go fight Paro, after he did say he had an injury, so you could say he even avoided the fight. But there was a clear chance for this to happen now. It's not happening now, and it'll never happen, it feels like. And it's a shame because I think Matias versus Lopez was an explosive fight for the division. It would have been great for boxing, but I think Teofimo Lopez is in a very interesting position right now because everyone knows he's a really good fighter. He's very accomplished, but I personally, like, I'm down the middle. Like, I'm unbiased when it comes to the situation. Like, I feel like if Teofimo Lopez is willing to put his money where his mouth is and buy himself out of the contract, then Top Rank should give him what he wants. But at the same time, I'm not delusional and I'm not a fanboy. Teofimo Lopez is not no big ticket seller like that. He's not. And so I just think it's probably in the best interest of both parties, both Top Rank and Teo, to explore a buyout. And look, once Teo gets gets out of that Top Rank deal, then he'll see what the market is on his career. He'll see if someone like Eddie Hearn is willing to pay him, or Oscar De La Hoya, or one of the other promoters. Now, I don't know if Eddie will pay him because remember, Eddie Hearn promoted the Kambosos fight, and they were very difficult to work with at that time, according to Eddie Hearn. Oscar, I think maybe the best option would probably be Golden Boy Promotions, because Oscar has Ryan Garcia. If he signs with Oscar, all of a sudden you got fights like Barbosa on the table. You got Ryan Garcia, and I think they have a couple other 40-pounders too. But the mega fight would be Ryan Garcia. So I think if Teofimo Lopez tries to buy himself out the contract, the best route might be a deal with Golden Boy, because I feel like at Golden Boy their stable of fighters isn't as big. It's a lot more thin, and he could go explore fights against potentially Ryan Garcia, Honor Barbosa. If he's staying at welterweight, maybe Alexis Rocha or Raul Correa if he really wants a future in the welterweight division. There'll be a couple options there for him, but the biggest one will obviously be Ryan Garcia. So yeah, it's unfortunate, At the 11th hour, Teofimo Lopez backs out the deal to fight Matias. He ducks Subriel Matias. He pulls out the fight. There's no other way to classify it. If all the T's were dotted, all the I's were crossed to fight, and you were going to get a pay-per-view, and it was going to be on pay-per-view, a fight in which Top Rank was going to lose money, and you were going to get pay-per-view upside on the back end as well with the purse? Come on, man. I mean, it all depends on how Teofimo Lopez structured the deal. I mean, maybe his deal wasn't like that, but I'm just saying, like, he's becoming undefendable. I like Teofimo Lopez. I'm rooting for him because he's from South Florida, product of the South Florida boxing scene. Davey Powell, all that good stuff. Even though he don't really like to rep South Florida like he should, but still, like he's still one of us in South Florida, and I want to see him do well. But I'm not a fanboy. Like even if it's a fighter I like that's not doing the right things, I'll call him out on it. Teofimo Lopez, I feel like is doing the wrong thing. If Teofimo Lopez's contract was truly up with Top Rank, let's just say, because I forgot the exact date. He posted it on Twitter. I know his contract is up in the middle of this year. He should have just did the one fight more with Matias, beat the brakes off of him to get his value up higher, and then, you could have renegotiated for more money on the next deal, or you would have had, at least you're going out on a high going into to negotiate with the next company. But now, I mean, his last fight was against Steve Claggett in a fight that almost nobody remembers. And he's had some lackluster performances against Sandor Marin. He's been more, to be honest with you, Teofimo Lopez has been more meh than impressive recently. And that's just the truth. It's been a far cry of the guy we saw in 2020, the guy we saw in 2019. And look, time goes by fast. Time flies by when you're having fun. Teofimo Lopez is he's a lot closer to 30 now than he is, 20. He's what, 27, I think? I think he'll be 28 later this year, if I'm not mistaken. So, he's not that super young fighter. He's supposed to be in his prime years, but maybe he's a fighter that might have peaked early. We don't know, but he has to make the right move and make it soon because it's not looking good for him. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Teofimo Lopez pulling out of the Subriel Matias fight? How do you guys feel about it? And what do you think the best move for him is? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you click right over here.